Hi everyone, in my last video I broke down the stat system behind my RPG engine. Today I want to dive into one of the most exciting parts of any RPG, loot and items. I'll show you how I designed a flexible system that handles item rarities, modifiers, unique items and loot tables, all in a way that scales with the game. So I'll jump right now into the editor and we can take a closer look. Okay, so here we are in the engine editor. It might look a little bit complex at first, but we'll focus on the parts that matter the most, items and loot. Every game in my engine has a big database. Think of it as the heart of the game, storing all the data and logic. Inside the database we have multiple tables. So for example, I will go to the items and here we see all the tables that we have. For example, categories, affixes, mutation, rules, and all the items are stored into the item category. And here we have a defined category for every type of item that each game will have. If we go back, we also have loot tables. Here there will be defined all the tables with various specific items or other nested loot tables, and inside each loot table there should be a loot entry, and each loot entry will either target an item or a category of item or a specific tag. Of course, with quantity that we want to roll and the chance for the item to roll from that loot table. Okay, this system is very powerful. It let me control how items are generated while keeping everything predictable. And I'll close this one for now. Okay, and every object here will have a loot table. For example, if we open this chest, we can see a loot table defined, right? And if we go to items, these don't have a loot table, but rather the name of the item that will be appearing in the game when we will run the game. We can change, for example, if we want to edit here, we can change the name and another item will roll. But for now, I'll press on run so we can see the actual rendering of all of that configuration of the map. We can see that a gold was generated here that I already took, a key and a sword. And if we go back in the editor, we should see those three items here. And we can see the name and the quantity that we want for each one. Okay, I'll go back in the database. We can see there are many things here, right? So I'll try to go a little bit on each. One of the key important features is the rarities table. Rarities define how an item will generate. It can have a number of prefixes or suffixes. It will also impact scaling and scaling of affixes. The color, how it will look on the tooltip. The chance to roll, display name, and the naming style. Right? So for example, if it should use the prefix or suffix in the actual item name. Okay, we have the rules. These are if we want to make specific items to only roll from a loot table. If we have an actual condition met, for example, maybe we progressed at a specific point in the game and we want specific items to roll from a loot table. Mutations are responsible for every change that will happen on an item. If it should roll a specific socket or a specific number of prefixes, suffixes, if we should scale. Mutations are very powerful because we can define various configurations per each game how we want to happen. Affixes, of course, are what will roll in our items. We can roll various attributes and modifiers, and we can also configure if we want to scale, if we want a specific condition, if we have different tiers like level 1, level 2, and so on. Right, and the system is also very capable because we can even create unique items in every category. And if we go and create one, we can even configure unique mods for those items, and this way we can make very unique and rewarding items that will make the game very fun to play. And yeah, so to summarize, items aren't static, their modifiers scale with level or rarity if we need that in the game. So this way we can have higher level items that are very powerful. If I want to also configure a specific affix, it's very easy. I'll just go here in the editor and create another one, right? Yeah, very powerful system. It will be hard to go on every one of these in a single video. I'll see how I'll do in the future. But for now, for the next video, I'll probably go into inventories, stash and shops, and I'll show more of these, how they are working. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.